Hi, folks. Bill Malone here, your relationship guy. I'm back with another tip for you on enhancing your relationship. And today's tip is a very simple one that you can start employing right away. And that tip is stop criticizing your spouse. Stop criticizing your mate. Stop criticizing the person that you're in a relationship with. Criticizing and criticism is not helpful. In fact, it is very hurtful. I've learned over the years, living with my wife for these last 36 years, that if I criticize her, I need to be very careful. Because if I criticize too much, that job which I'm criticizing could ultimately end up in my lap. Because, see, I believe that if you criticize someone too much, you can ultimately end up with that job. And since I hate cooking, I don't criticize her cooking at all because that job could ultimately end in my lap. And my gosh, if we had me cooking all the meals, well, I think we might starve, which might not be a bad thing. I might lose a little weight temporarily, but ultimately, it's not the best deal. The better deal is if she continues to cook. She's a far better cook than I am. So criticizing demeans people. Criticizing lowers someone's esteem. Criticizing also does not motivate people to improve. It really, in many ways, pisses people off. So if you don't want to end up with your spouse being pissed off, rather than criticizing, what I clearly encourage you to do is to validate them. Praise them for their efforts. Let them know that you find what they're doing is important and it's valuable and it's beneficial to them. A simple comment such as, "You are wonderful. You do that so well. I am so glad that you do that because you make me a far better person when you are with me than when I'm away from you." When we validate our spouse and we let them know that they're valuable, it can enhance their self-esteem. It can enhance their feeling of being connected to you, being attracted to you. Many times in my practices, I see this a lot with men. They criticize their spouse because they don't get enough sex. Well, and of course, we all know that men really want sex. What I have to point out to them is criticizing women about not having enough sex does not make them want to have more sex with you. Clearly, if you want to get women to want to have more sex with you, then validate them. Let them know what their values are, that you appreciate their work and their efforts. Let them know that they're attractive. And I've learned this from some of my friends, my female friends. Make sure you comment on their shoes. Now, the first time I ever heard this, I thought, now that is preposterous. Who cares about shoes? Well, who cares about shoes? Women. Women care about shoes. And when you comment on their shoes, what you are saying and pointing out to them is you have paid attention to them, that you have noticed them, which again makes them feel important, valued, and worthwhile. Again, an earlier blog, we talked about what you can do is listen. Listening is another way to validate your spouse and letting them know that you respect them, that you are open to hear what their opinions are, which also makes it possible for them, increases the willingness for them to hear you. Stephen Covey's in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about when first to understand, then to be understood. So when we are open and validating them, people are more willing to want to work with us and to cooperate with us. when we criticize them, people can become defensive, they can become hostile, and of course, this could lead to a very negative interaction style, which could last many, many, many years. And I've seen couples behave this way, and criticism is one of the culprits. So, if you want to enhance your relationship, stop criticizing and start validating. Oh my, you look wonderful goes a far way. Then we never have any sex. Or you never do this or that. That's not going to last and going to be internalized well. In them, there's fighting words. If that's not what you want, give them a compliment. Do it on a regular basis. There's no reason to keep it up here. You know, you might think these thoughts, but keeping them in your head and keeping those positive thoughts up here isn't helpful because they can't read your mind. So by sharing them, it can do miracles to lift the quality of your relationship. Well, so this is the topic for today. And I hope you come back. And if you want to come back and you want to know when my next blog is, that's right. Right down there, subscribe. Right down there, you hit that subscribe button. You know, you don't have to give a whole lot of information. Subscribing provides you with a notification that I've done another blog. So, for now, I wish you well. I wish you a good day and a happy relationship. And I'll look for you the next time. Come back and see me. Thanks a lot. This is Bill Malone, your relationship guy, signing off for now.